That's the
her
story
big
in
exam.
Denmark there.
When she does her big exam, she'll be a professor. You know.
It's not called that in Denmark.
All right, that's fine.
It's called
Well,
that in America.
But it's similar to that.
Hold on, Jim.
All right, rolling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have speed whenever you're ready.
Link, I think it was in 1958, he sold 1 million copies of a little single called Rumble and completely changed the face of popular music. Where did it come from? How did Rumble get here?
Oh, well, Rumble, I have to say that I have to thank a little 17-year-old girl who's now a grown lady. Rumble was just a little instrumental I did when I was doing record hops with a TV disc jockey in D.C. And we were doing these record hops, and a fight broke out, you know, and I started playing instrumental to the fight, you know. And we went into the studio, everybody started, you know, saying, hey man, play this song again. And I didn't know what I was doing because I was just making fun of the fight, you know. And the kids said, hey, play it again. So I said, oh, maybe I've got something here. So we went to a studio on a one-track, growing, that's all they had, you know, and recorded it, you know. And then I tried to sell it to all the major labels, and they said it was a piece of crap, you know, they didn't even like it, you know. And then this year, young girl who had a party, her father, you know, he took it back to New York with him, you know, and she had a party one night, you know, and so they all took it out and was playing for the party, you know. And so she took it to her daddy. Her daddy happened to be Archie Blyer, you know, of Cadence Records. You know, she said, Dad, what's this? He said, it's just a piece of crap I picked up in D.C. He thought it was crap too, you know. And she said, well, I think this crap is going to be a hit, you know. So he put it out, Rumble Scrumble, who cares as long as a hit, you know. It was a big record for me, you know. It started off with a bang with me, you know.
It sold 1 million copies when that was unheard of in 1958.
Yeah, on a one track. Yeah, me and my brother Doug, and he played drums, you know. And my brother Wray played rhythm guitar. And my cousin Shorty, it was a family thing, you know, played bass, you know. And we went in and cut it 3 times. And we did another song on the other side of it called The Swag. You know, it means just stealing money, you know. And I put it out, not knowing the recording business at all, you know, because I came from a Christian, you know, Southern, you know, upbringing, you know. So, I mean, I've been playing at churches, and I was playing at carnivals, and I was playing anything, you know. And I didn't know what the recording business was, you know. And all of a sudden, everybody's saying, how does it feel to have a hit? I said, I don't know. I don't know what a hit is, you know. So it was totally new to me, you know.
Well, you started playing at a very young age.
I started when I was 8 years old, you know. I was taught by a black man called Hambone who was raised up in a circus, you know. He didn't even know never knew his parents. And the circus raised him, you know, and he could play everything, you know. And he taught me how to play the blues, you know, and I started off from there. And then I started paying bands, you know, to let me sit in with them so I could get better, you know. And I started listening to people like George Barnes, Grady Martin, Les Paul, Chet Atkins, and Tal Farlow, and Johnny Smith. That's all the people I listened to, you know.
Were there early rock and roll influences? I mean, you were among...
There was no rock and roll then.
Yeah. So.
No, there was no influence at all. Of course, when I was raised up in North Carolina, I was listening to black music because the white pop music turned me off. You know, it was soda pop, you know, and so I didn't dig it at all, you know. And I was listening to the black music a part of it, and that's what I was listening to in the churches. And you know, you go to a church, and that was rock and roll men in the churches, you know.
Why guitar at the beginning? What was it about the instrument that struck you?
Well, no, my father bought an old Maybell guitar for my brother if he passed his grade, you know. And my brother, he'd rather play football and baseball than play the guitar, so I just took it up and started playing it, you know. And that's, you know, it was just a God-given talent, you know. He just gave it to me, you know. And I just picked it up and I loved it, you know, and it's been my life ever since, you know.
Where was the transition over to electric guitar? How did that come about?
Well, my first electric guitar was an old DeArmond pickup that you stick in the hole, you know. And I played a jazz combos, a 5-piece jazz combo, and that got boring to me, you know. Then I played in a 40-piece band. I was the only person in a 40-piece band that couldn't read music, you know. And I played in that got boring to me. And then I got in this Western swing, you know. It was down there with the Grand Ole Opry guys, you know, playing with them, you know, Ernest Tubb and Hank Williams and all those cats, you know. And that got boring to me. So I just started playing what you call now rock and roll. I was taking the old country songs, you know, and jazzing them up rock and roll style, you know, which nobody knew what I was doing at the time, you know. And there was another young guy, you know, down in Nashville, Tennessee, doing the same thing that I was doing. The only difference is he got a Colonel Tom Parker and became a millionaire, you know.
Well, after 58, you had another hit the following year with Rawhide.
Yes, that was on Epic Records, yeah.
So those two records probably influenced literally hundreds of thousands of guitar players to come up. Did you ever think that was going to happen at that time?
I'm very honored that all these big guys, you know, who are millionaires, and which I am not, you know, but I'm very happy. Like I'm living with my wife in Denmark, and I've been a very happy guy, you know. I've gone through a lot of pain, you know. My two brothers I told you about, they just passed away. I'm the only one left in my family, you know, and but I've been very happy, you know. I've met people like you in the business, and I've met people that I didn't like in the business, but the music is the real. You know, everything else that surrounds me, you know, I take with a distance. But the only thing I don't take with a distance is my music, you know. And my music is alive, and I'm alive, you know, and it'll always be alive. You know.
You're married now, you and Oliver together. You have a baby. It's
Oliver
year and a half.
Yeah, I'm living in Copenhagen, Denmark. And I tour Europe. I just got back off of a little European tour, you know, and I'm getting ready to play a gig in London the 27th of December, you know, with a guy who actually started off with a bootleg record, ended up paying me from Bruce Springsteen. He invited me to do at his show, you know. And one of the guys there said, "Hey, this guy did a bootleg on you, Link." He said, "Yeah, man, I owe you some money," you know. So we became very good friends, you know. And he paid me all the money that you owed me, and plus, you know, I've been doing other things with him, you know. So I've been dealing, and my life has been in and out of people who's, you know, just things like that, you know.
Well, today Link Wray is as busy as ever.
Yeah, I still work. I have a Danish band, you know, and they're all, well, the bass player, he went to conservatory to be a classical bass player, you know, and he plays the bass faster than I can play my guitar, you know, and I have his name is Peter Danstrup, and the drummer is Jebba Rapport, and he comes from a jazz background. He's come from a wealthy family. His father's all deals in dentist and stuff like that, but he loves to play music like I do, you know. So I just surround myself with good musicians, you know. Like here, I mean, if I'm doing the show here, I'm dealing myself with Anton Fig, who comes from South Africa, who went to Conservatory of Music in Boston, and now he's one of the big session drummers in New York City, you know, and he's played with all of them. He's played with Kiss and all of them. He's really a good drummer, and I try to surround myself with good drummers like my brother, you know. And I don't go to parties and stuff like that because I'm a home man. But I deal myself with good people, good musicians, and try to live a happy life, you know.
Let's go back for a second to those influences that you were talking about. People like Chet Atkins. I mean, how does a man like Chet Atkins influence a person that goes on to become a rock and roll legend? What was it about Chet?
I never could play as good as Chet Atkins. I tried to play clean like he did, you know, and Johnny Smith and Tower Farlow, they're all great musicians, you know. I don't consider myself a great musician. I just consider myself a average guitar player who looks for sounds. I knew back in the old days I never could be a really good clean jazzer, a good even clean country picker. So I was looking for sounds. That's how I made Rumble, you know, sticking holes in tweeters, because at that time you didn't have the electric boxes that you got today, you know. And I was taking hose pipes from the outdoor horns, the drivers from the outdoor horns. I'd put it in my mouth and go to the microphone and go wah 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 and get all kinds of different sounds because I had to make them up then, you know. And I knew I couldn't be a good picker, so I was just looking for different sounds. But I still look for sounds, even with electric boxes today. I still look for a certain sound that I like to go with me, you know, when I play, you know. Not so much fast and stuff like that, you know.
Sorry, we need to do a tape change. So
Well, I think we're all right anyway.
Yeah.
I just would like to get one thing. Link, you showed us your T-shirt before. Can you just do that again for us?
Pardon?
Just show us your T-shirt
again.
Oh, the Elvis T-shirt? Yeah.
Are you throwing
Okay, I'm
tape?
still rolling.
Okay, do that again. Just like sit with your jacket closed.
Closed.
Right.
Okay.
And then just get up and open it.
Okay. Say when.
Now.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
That's great.
That's a cutaway for
I think we got it.
reference to this
Yeah,
T-shirt.
we're done.
Where'd you get the shirt anyway?
I was